Looking for a little strange.
Welcome back there, strangers. You are listening to Strange Bluegrass, and I am SB Pierce, your host for all things weird and wacky about Kentucky. So I'm here in Brandenburg, Kentucky, in Meade County. This is part 2 of the Battletown Witch Festival. This is their second year doing this festival, where they tell the story of Leah Smock, the last witch burned in the United States. So I'm going to be going around talking to some vendors. We're going to listen to Annie with the Department of Tourism tell the story of Leah Smock. We're going to check out all the fun activities that they have to do. Thank you for joining me, and if you happen to see me and you listen to the show, I have stickers for you. Come ask for one, I'll give you one, and we can chat and talk about weird stuff. That's my favorite thing to do. So let's go see what's happening.
Thank you. I am a walker and a talker. I apologize. So, I want to welcome and thank you all to Brandenburg, to Meade County, and to the Battletown Witch Festival. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate every single one of you. So, if you want to, give yourselves a round of applause. Just So my name is Annie Hamilton Emond. I am the event coordinator for this. I work very closely with Meade County Tourism and the Meade County Chamber of Commerce, and we very much appreciate all of you being here. It is a group effort for our staffs to put this on, so we're really excited that so many of you are going to be here today. We're going to start the event, but just so you know, with the dogs barking in the corner, those are from our local Meade County Animal Shelter. If you are interested in finding a furry forever friend today, all adoption fees are being paid by the Meade County Chamber of Commerce and Meade County Tourism. So if you find a friend, it's free today. So thank you guys. All right, so let's get started with the show. All right, so who has ever heard of Battletown? Who's ever been to Battletown? Who's ever heard of the Battletown Witch before last year? Awesome. So let's talk about the Battletown Witch. Let's talk about her for just a few minutes. We're going to just introduce her story. So, in about 1818 in Indiana, there was a girl born by the name of Leah Smock. Her parents were John and Margaret Smock. Her mother was supposedly from a long line of clairvoyants, or just a long line of intuitive women. Whenever Leah came up to a certain age, she left school. She was about 12 because the teacher said they couldn't teach her anymore. She was extremely smart. She was also extremely beautiful. Around, I think it was about 1838, her father bought 350 acres in what would be known as Battletown. He was a cooper by trade. They needed the timber to make the barrels. So they moved into the place. They started a life. Well, Leah automatically got a reputation because all she ever did was hang out in the woods. That was the place she wanted to be. She was at home there. She was a person that didn't tolerate fools and didn't need friends, which some of us think. But one of my favorite things I heard about Leah is one day One day, somebody was teasing her and calling her a witch. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Somebody was teasing her and calling her a witch, and she just couldn't stand it. So what she decided to do, trying to find that sweet spot, sorry. What she decided to do was bark at those people until they walked off. Barked at them like a dog. Somebody was like, "You're a witch, Leah." She went, "Oh, I don't want to stir them up now." So she went about her days. She had friends. Some say she had a fiance, and she lived a good life. Now, the people around her didn't necessarily have that same life. Oh, this is a good spot. So what happened is there was a little bit of a drought. There was a little bit of a bad year. There were crops that failed, and for some reason, John Smock's were doing great. John Smock's barrels were holding, where everybody else's barrels would fall apart. Well, everybody kept going, I bet that witch girl's making it to where everything's gonna fail. That witch girl, we better do something about her. So when it came time for John and Margaret to go to town one day, they decided to take their two younger kids, and like it most of the time is, the older one stays home and does some chores, kind of minds the house. Well, there were some neighbors that really didn't care much for Leah. And what happened was, after the parents' buckboard was out of sight, they got in they came out of nowhere, tied her hands, tied her feet, and threw her in the family smokehouse. Now that wasn't enough. They opted to, in the German tradition, set the witch on fire. So they let the smokehouse on fire, and what they thought, once it got quiet, it was the end of Leah. Well, I think the same person that enjoyed barking at people when they called her a witch is the same person that would probably think that haunting people would be a lot of fun. So Leah's mom that night came home, and she was the first person that saw her ghost, supposedly floating above the smokehouse in a white robe. Was Leah. And she kept saying, "Why didn't you use your powers? Why didn't you use your powers?" Well, we kind of figured out why she didn't use her powers. Because Leah turned her gaze a different direction. And those same neighbors looked out and saw Leah's ghost over the burning pile of ash. Now, in 1840, you don't have a fire department, and you don't have any way to really put out a fire. And I don't know who has been in Kentucky about the end of August. It's a bit hot. So they had to wait for the actual smokehouse to burn all the way down before they could retrieve Leah, which was about 3 days. So Leah's father decided that she was going to be buried on their land so she could be there forever. She loved the place so much. So they took her and they buried her in a very unique way. So her headstone has two really unique qualifiers to it. First of all, it's pointed. And secondly, it actually faces her. So when the sun comes up and everything, you see her name. So people will walk past and remember her. Well, a little bit further out, we don't have an exact measurement in time because a lot of this has been told person to person, so we don't have like marks and details. Two hunters were hunting out near the Smock's land, and they looked over and they saw, of course, a rattlesnake curled up on the grave. And they're like, okay, that's weird. And then they looked again and they saw Leah floating over the grave. Now this is a little bit scary because everybody in town had been laughing and whispering to each other that they really got that witch. Well, two of them ran back to town and they were like, oh no, I saw her, the witch is out of her grave. Now, these people were of German descent, so they had a couple ways to keep people in their graves. So they opted, instead of doing the traditional of digging open the grave and driving the stake through the heart so they'd stay in the grave, instead they opted just to pile of stones and stones and stones on top of the grave. So they got these beautiful, pure white limestones, and we put it on top of Leah's grave. That's gonna hold her down, right? Well, 138 years later, Leah's still not in that grave. She's been spotted and seen since then, she has been seen in the Battletown Elementary School, which is butts up to Old Smockland. She's been seen numerous Halloweens because people would go out, and she's still there. And I think every story you hear about her, she's having fun. And I think it would be good to take that although her life ended in tragedy, she's more renowned for being a ghost than anything. I think she's out there just having a good time scaring the crap out of everybody. So I think our special guests that we have here, a lot of you are excited to see. So are you guys ready over there? All right. We're actually, I know you all saw the program, but we're going to bring our special guest over a little bit early because they wanted to make an announcement. So I'm Annie. I will be here all day. I'm going to be your MC, and I'm going to tell some ghost stories at the end of the day. So please stick around. Try the food trucks. All of our vendors are selling wonderful handmade items, and we thank you for being here. Can you tell me who you're with today?
Sisters of the Dancing Moon.
Well, they have a little bit of something they want to say before their dance, so here you go.
We are Sisters of the Dancing Moon, and we're from Corydon, Indiana. And today we are dedicating our dance to a very special fan. This dance is for you, Crystal Johnson, and all victims of senseless violence. We do have a fan page, if you'd like to look us up, Sisters of the Moon fan page, and you can follow us on that fan page. We're about at the end of our season, but we still have things planned, so you can get on there and see what's happening. And we are a volunteer group. We do not take any money for anything, but we do take donations for the children for candy for the Halloween parade, which is tonight in Corydon, Indiana. Thank you.
Zeig mir dein Gepäck.
Yes, we were there. Our next speaker. Yay! So whenever we have the Battletown Witch Festival, it's also very beneficial to understand what witchcraft was and is in Kentucky. And we have a wonderful person that came all the way from Louisville to be with us today. Her name is Lady Vanessa, or otherwise known as Lady B. So give her a very nice warm round of applause.
Good afternoon. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. I am Lady Vanessa, and I'm a native Kentuckian from Louisville, so we're not far from each other, right? I am a practitioner of what is sometimes referred to as British traditional Wicca, but yes, I'm a witch. And I have been featured in the Courier Journal, the Louisville Leo, you probably know that, the Cardinal newspaper at U of L. I've been practicing since 1980, so it's a little while. My spiritual mother just passed away in 2022. Excuse me, technology, but it's a good thing. I am very active in Louisville Pagan Pride Day, as is my friend Holly, and she'll be passing out some cards in a minute. And on the cards, if you have questions, write those down, and hopefully we'll have time to address some of them at the end of our interactions together. Now, my understanding of what I was gonna do today got a little crossed. I thought we were gonna talk about mostly what witches do today as a practice, and not so much about the history. So we're gonna do some of that too, and I promise you that will be fun. You'll enjoy it. But I did want to say a little bit about the history, or my history in Louisville, which is a big part of the witchcraft history in Louisville. Okay. In 1980, I met my spiritual mother, and she ran a coven where I was initiated formally 6 months later. She was a deep and important part of my life until she passed. She was a prolific high priestess. For all the years I knew her, there was an ongoing joke that if you drove too slowly in front of her house, she would initiate you. So she was well known. She earned a doctorate in psychology, and she was very clever and wise. In 1972 in Louisville, people began getting together for a sort of annual Samhain, as we call it. Looks like Sam Hain, who of course is a 1940s detective, right? But it's Samhain, for the Halloween season, and they would meet in houses, but eventually moved to bigger venues. They met at U of L in the 70s initially. That's where most of those folks made first contact. 70s, did I say that right? At events called Free U, as in Free University at U of L. Okay. I don't want to bore you all to death. Okay. She never used, I just think this is an interesting point. She never used the word coven because she purposely was trying to differentiate herself, especially think the early 70s, or their practices, British traditional practice, from satanic Anton LaVey practices. And at that time, that was a big deal because they were very flash, right? They were all about the media. So it was a different sort of thing, and she wanted to make that so. So they were groups or groves, but she never used the word coven. She just didn't. Okay, so I was initiated in 1981, like I said, 6 months after I met her, approximately. And we are lineage practitioners. I can trace my, I guess you would say, craft parents to Gerald Gardner on the Isle of Man, a couple generations back. So what I do is an initiatory traditional practice. However, we do a lot of public pagan way circles. And in fact, we're having one tomorrow night at First Unitarian Church on 4th Street in Louisville. It's open to the public at 7:30 p.m. It's an all-church circle, which we don't do very often, but you're welcome to come. I can't reach my notes. You love my table here, right? Okay, so that's a little bit of my history and the idea of lineaged witchcraft may be different than what you might understand of Leah, right? She was a practitioner in a way, but it was passed through families, right? We understand that from the stories and the readings. So it wasn't a spiritual practice in the same way. But what we do today is interesting, and if you do practice, you will get better. You will come to understand how you can use insight or your own psychic abilities, and you can develop them. I want to get out of the way a few concepts in the practice that I'm used to. And you can find more information on this in a book called, oh my goodness, a book, okay, well, we'll skip that. We'll get back to that in a minute. All right, orthopraxy, big word, right? I want to get that out because it's important to what we do. We don't stress beliefs. There is no Satan or devil. There is no demons, unless they're yours. But that's not what we are, and we don't ask people to change their beliefs. What we do is orthopraxy, which is correct practice, not belief. So I have a lot of dear friends who we lovingly call Jew witches. Get it? You don't have to change what or who you are. There's a sense of egregore that groups who work together often will try to develop, and that's sort of a group think to work together in order to help heal or create other magics. We do a lot of healing. There's also a tendency for polytheism, and I'm sure most of you get that idea. All right, General practice, we meet at full moons and the 8 holidays. Anybody familiar with those? Some of you, right, okay. And Samhain or Halloween, Samhain, as I said earlier, that's a biggie. What we do in honor of that day, which is one of the things that brings me here, is honor our descendants, the people who we love who have passed before. It doesn't necessarily have to be blood of our blood. So we have training groups or outer courts or groves and initiations, and we also do public circles like the one I spoke of momentarily ago. All right, in general, most practitioners do a certain number of things like consecrating the elements, which is salt, water, air, and fire, right? 4 directions. Invoking the quarters, which are also the 4 elemental directions. We bless each other, attendees, usually with a little salt and water sprinkle. We do cakes and wine. That's another practice. I want Holly to go ahead and pass out the cards because you're going to have questions. I'm just speeding over most of this so we can get to the fun part. Please write down your questions and we'll address them in a few minutes. Okay, so probably the most well-known document that witches share across the globe is an item called Charge of the Goddess by Doreen Valiente. The charge is basically our ethical code, and yes, we have it. And they include, but are not limited to, love unto all beings. We do no sacrifice, which is also an extent as penance. We don't do penance. Okay. And the goddess is in all things and the soul of the universe. All acts of love are her rituals. Okay, and perhaps most importantly to many, that you gotta look within yourself for her presence to find joy. Now, I hope you get cards and pens. Like I say, have questions, write them down, because I went through a lot of that and you may not be familiar with it. I'm gonna read you a version of the charge made famous by Starhawk called The Words of the Lady. And I hope you'll relax and hear them. Maybe close your eyes and think on what you're going to hear. You ready? Now listen to the words of the lady. She who has been called many names, Aphrodite, Artemis, Athena, Caridwen, Isis, Diana, the great goddess of old. Come before me, O my people, when the moon is full, and adore me, the queen of all living. I will teach you of love and of freedom and of joy. I will instruct you in that which is yet unknown. Ye shall dance, sing, feast in my praise, for the ecstasy of the Spirit is mine, and all joy on earth. I am the mother of all living, the gracious one who pours out love upon the earth. I demand aught in sacrifice, except that of the Spirit, freely given in perfect love and perfect trust. Hear the words of the Infinite One, she who trods the dust of heaven, she whose oneness encircles the universe, she who inhabits the stars. The beauty of the verdant earth, the splendor of the moon and even tide, the harmony of the morning. All these show my mastery. I dwell in the hearts of men and women who desire the gift of joy. I am the soul of nature whose stream of life runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. From me all things proceed, and unto me all things return, and within all things is my divine self, enfolded in the rapture of the universe. My first law is love for all things, and my second is service to all living. I have been with you from the beginning, and I am that which awaits at the end of thy desire. Okay, so you can see where there's some ethical strands in there, right? Okay, and I think that's important for people to understand. Sometimes they don't. All right, now the idea of hands-on practice is important to us. We have a lot of people who are very into study and research, but education and knowledge without application is, well, not very useful, is it? So I thought, if you'd like, we might do a little thing, if you're interested. My friend is going to pass out feathers. If you would like to join, please take one, and we'll do a little exercise in a minute. I'm going to throw a ball out into the crowd. Can you catch? You want to catch a ball? I don't know if I can throw that high, but I can try. Yeah, that might be a problem. Anybody? When you get the ball, say your name, turn, throw it to somebody else. Keep going. Faster. Anybody else? Want another ball? Let's do another one. Want another ball? Okay, say your name.
Megan.
David.
Hi, Megan and David. Do another one? No? I can't throw that far, but thank you. The idea is you get to know each other, you interact, and you share energy together. It's very hard to make that point in this seating arrangement, but maybe you get a feeling of that if you've ever played basketball with a friend at some point in your life. You know the energy that you generate. Well, you're going to get a feather, and we're going to work to imbibe it with a little shared energy. And if you'd like, I would be happy to invite you down here to stand with me in a circle so we can hold hands if you'd like. I would love that, because it's a lot more, you'll get a lot more energy that way. But, okay, so this is relaxed. All right. When we practice, we tend to do it in what's called a circle, which is literally a circular shape. That's pretty straightforward, right? And I'm probably going to have to drop the mic, so if anybody's recording from it, I'll just be loud. Which I can do.
You didn't take one?
All right.
You did?
We do a thing called leftovers. Okay? All right. Which means your left hand goes over and your right hand goes up. Put your, if you want, I would put my feather in my left hand.
And your left hand's on top.
I'm just trying to make it left hand on top. Okay. Right hand on the bottom. All right. We call that leftovers.
universe. It's not a statement about the magic or anything. It's a statement about how to send and receive. Because we're going to pull with our right hand energy and push it out with our left hand. So if we have a motion like this, it is kind of like the wave. Y'all were joking about it here. We are doing the wave. So what you do is you come and find your center and relax. Clear your mind and come to a good place in the here and now. Let go of all your worldly troubles. Be here with people who are trusting you. Is it appropriate? Probably. I'm going to squeeze this little one's hand. She's going to squeeze the next person. You're going to squeeze that. And we're going to pass that around the circle. You played this game. Pass. Uh-oh. Can you do it okay? Okay. Pass the squeeze. Where is it? We're going to do it faster. Okay? Faster. All right, faster. So you're trusting and feeling the energy of your friends. Okay, now, stop it for a second. Sense the energy. There it goes. Send it around, neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend. Trust in your hand. Trust. Your feather is getting imbibed with all the joyous, trusting, loving energies of the group here. I like it. All right, so I'm going to do a breathing exercise. And if you want to join me, come in. But if you're, we're gonna close our eyes. Get stable in your positioning. We're going to send energy around the circle with your purpose. You're going to feel that energy and pushing it to your neighbor's hands and all around the circle. Okay. Breathe. Feel the shared energies. We are one under the stars. These feathers are yours. I hope you will keep them as a memento of trust and love in your brothers and sisters. Thank you. Oh, just questions.
Y'all are getting prayed for. Yeah. They're getting prayed for.
They've been there for a while.
We're getting prayed. Teresa, we're getting prayed.
There are, I don't know about Meade County specifically.
Rebecca's
Probably different wouldn't be, but
Yeah.
their covens are everywhere. Groups. Online, on Facebook, there are groups. Oh. Although I can be loud.
Stage its own. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Yay. All right, yes, there are many groups, and you usually start out not initiated, you start out learning, and groups are not open to the public most of the time unless they're public groups, like what we're doing tomorrow night. So you have to get along closely with the people you interact with. And that's important because trust and love is the thing. You got that, right? Okay. So you seek a group, and you basically interview, maybe work with them. But on Facebook, look for Louisville pagans and witches and Wicca in the area. Okay. There are eclectic groups too, and there's a lot of different practices. So there's a lot out there these days. They're not all British traditional Wicca. So how do you get to a better understanding on how to begin? Well, you practice. You find out if that's really what you want to do. Do you want to pursue a magical path? Nobody, in my line anyway, would ever ask you to give up any other beliefs you hold, which some of you probably find unusual or unexpected at least. Okay, so you come and into yourself, you practice, you look into yourself for what you want, and that's really where you begin. I'm not sure how else to address that. Some people are very interested in the occult and different practices, but there's not any one way a particular coven would practice or group. Some people are more into ghost hunting and contact with spirits, and some groups are more into healing. We have people in my line who go into hospitals to help those who are passing or ill, just like any other clergy does. So how you begin really comes from within, and you can find out more. I particularly would recommend Facebook in Louisville, in this area. And there are groups everywhere. Many people do drive 60 miles to celebrate with their brothers and sisters of the art once a month when the moon is full. That's a big one, right? I think we said that. Any other questions quickly? We're on time. Good. Got another one. Excellent. Oh, yeah, books. Thorne Mooney was the author that I was trying to find in my head a few minutes ago. She's a friend of mine, great author. She only has 2 texts out. She's quite young and vibrant, and we all love her very much, but she has some really well-written books. I would tell you to go read Gardner's books, but they are not fun to read. However, you should know who that person is if you're interested in pursuing Wicca or witchcraft studies. Doreen Valiente as well. And authors, any of those 2 books they've authored, I recommend Ray Buckland. I would recommend I have a list somewhere. There are a lot of good young authors. I'm not going to keep telling you to read things from ancient times. Oh, Deborah Lipp, and who else is good? Well, it's old though. Scott Cunningham's books are good. But the hereditary witches like Leah wouldn't have practiced in the way that we just did a nice little ritual together. It's a different thing. She would not have called herself a witch at all. But she definitely had gifts. I think most of us would think that. we know her stories and read her texts. How do I guide a young witch? There are some good books on young pagans and witches, which please get with me after. I'll look them up for you. Anyway, so
How do you
other
encourage
books.
them? How do you just let them know that you're there for them when you don't understand? Like a young witch, my daughter.
You don't understand.
I don't understand. How do I guide her
Oh, okay.
when I don't?
Well, I think one of the basic ideas of practice is to get in touch with the elements, and that can be quite physical interacting, and I would begin at that level. Salt, water mixed together, air and fire, incense ignited, and those are the 4 basic elements, and then of course spirit, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
But you can begin by meditating and interacting with the elements, and you can certainly expand your idea of what those are based on that. Does that help a little,
It's
perhaps?
a feeling she gets. She gets that feeling, and I don't.
Some people have naturally born gifts. That was, in my opinion, Leah, who was misunderstood because
Oh,
of
yeah.
those. Okay. More questions, that's fine. You want my pens back?
I thought
Please give them to Holly. Oh, no, I don't. But like I said, if you go to Thorn Mooney's YouTube, she has a lot of videos on her recommended books. And pretty much I agree with everything I've read by her, but I'm biased, I know her. She's good. So I would look there. Anything else? If you come to me in a couple minutes, I can probably come up with about 30 more books that I can't while I'm standing here, unfortunately. Well, thank you for all your time and attention. You all are wonderful to work with. I love sharing your energies.
For your costume.
Haunting the forest.
Love it, because I too haunt the forest. What is your inspiration?
I'm just myself.
I love that too. What is your beautiful inspiration?
Battletown Witch Barbie.
What is your inspiration?
Mine is a Renaissance.
I love your makeup. Okay, so you have what, a Renaissance kind of.
A medieval kind of good going bad or bad going
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's good, gone bad, gone glam, gone Renaissance. Love it. What is your inspiration?
My Nordic ancestors.
Oh, amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. I love your broom. I love your makeup. I love everybody's everything. I'm glad I'm not judged. You did from Pandora Brewing Company?
Yes, ma'am.
I do think Pandora is sold out, so unfortunately. What is your inspiration?
The darkness.
The darkness. I love everything. I'm sorry. What is your inspiration?
Staying warm.
That too is my inspiration. What is your inspiration?
Leah Smock.
Oh my word! How appropriate! I'm sorry, I have a cord, guys. What is your inspiration?
Magical and mystical.
I love it so much. What is your inspiration?
My daughter picked it out.
That's great. And finally, what is your inspiration?
Renaissance-esque.
Renaissance-esque. All right. So, I'm so sorry. So, for most original, I have to at least pull out Battletown Barbie. We're going to pull out the Nordic Ancestor. And we're going to pull out, oh my gosh, I don't know. Who else? Hold on. I gotta confer with my other judges. And if we could also have Leah Smock come out. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this by the crowd. So number 1 for Battletown Barbie. Number 2 for the Nordic ancestors.
Woo!
And number 3 for Leah Smock.
Woo!
Alright, I think it's Leah, so could you please? Thank you guys. But you all get to get back in because for the crowd favorites. You're not out yet.
Thank you all.
Alright. Alright, so guys, warm up your yelling muscles, warm up your clapping, because we really got to make sure these people know and appreciate how much time and effort they put on these costumes. So can we do that once before we judge? Alright, how about the Forest Witch? This is herself. This is her every day, so go ahead. Battletown Barbie. Our medieval witch. For her Nordic ancestors. The darkness. The warmth. I'm sorry. Mystical and magical. Her daughter picked it out. And finally, another Renaissance witch, but not anywhere less. All right. Is it between our Forest Witch and our Battletown Barbie? All right, so come out, Forest Witch and Battletown Barbie, one more time. So Forest Witch, oh, sorry, wait. Oh, for the warmth also. Okay. So, one more time for the Forest Witch. My word. One more time for Battletown Barbie. And one more time for Just Keep It Warm.
Slam dunk.
I'll get something for all three of you, I guess. Thank you. And once again, okay, she said she prefers the warmth. But once again, can you all please give a round of applause for these people in their amazing costumes? Every single one of you, please come, every single one of you that participated, please come by the booth for at least a sticker or a little something, and we'll make sure everybody gets something. So thank you all. Thank you so much.
I want to tell you first, last year was the first annual Witch Festival, and my microphone quit on me, and I had to yell the whole time. So hopefully Leah won't play tricks on me today. My name is Kay Hamilton, and I live in Battletown. I wrote 2 books. My first one was A Ghost in Our School. It's about all the ghostly things that happened in Battletown School. And we concluded that the ghost in our school was Leah Smock, because her apparition was seen 3 times in our school, documented. And then my second book was Burned as a Witch, The Legend of Leah Smock. And that's one of the reasons we're here today, is to contribute to Leah Smock, the witch. I grew up with those stories from my earliest childhood memories through adulthood. My uncle and my dad kept the stories alive, and later my father-in-law. my uncle was, he was married to my mom's sister. And the legend, the stories of Leah Smock came down through the generations through my uncle. His great-grandfather was just a year and 1 month older than Leah Smock. They grew up in the same area, and those stories of Leah's life and her death were passed down through the generations through today. I am the last of the generation to know all the stories of Leah Smock, of her life and her death, as were told by my uncle, my dad, and my father-in-law. Leah was said to have been a very beautiful young lady. She was said to have had long, dark hair, a slender build. She had some strange ways. They thought Leah was, actually they described her as strange. And they were afraid of Leah. I'm not real sure. They thought Leah could, they thought she at times would witch their crops to fail. They thought she would witch their gardens to dry up. They thought she would witch their cattle to die. They thought she caused deaths. I don't believe that they thought Leah was an evil person. I think they just thought Leah was strange. They thought she was, or it was told through the generations that she was a very intelligent young lady. And I think that people just misunderstood Leah Smock. I think she probably had foresight to predict the future, to predict things that were happening around. They just became afraid. One of the stories, for example, is a woman had a baby, and Leah wanted to touch the baby, wanted to hold the baby. It was told that she loved children, and she had friends when she was growing up. And Leah wanted to touch the baby or hold the baby, and the mom refused to let her. And as Leah got closer, the mom literally shoved her away. And they said Leah became angry and told the mother, "You'll be sorry." And the next morning, the baby had died. And they blamed Leah for the baby's death because they thought that she had caused the baby to die out of anger toward the mother because the mother refused to let her hold the baby. And the story goes on to say that that night, Leah stood outside the house, and all the stray cats from the area gathered on the rooftop, and the dogs howled all night long. And I guess the night became very eerie from the squalling cats and the howling dogs. They finally, Leah's mom took her home, and they said when she left to go home that the cats left and the dogs left, and the night became quiet. I don't know, my uncle always believed that she was just a young lady that was very misunderstood. The kids in school made fun of Leah. And I'm sure they heard it from their parents that they were witches. They were strange, they were odd. And I think the kids taunted her so severely that Leah's mom pulled her out of school. I think probably her mom pulled her out of school because to protect her from the cruelty of the other kids. It's just a very sad story. Leah's dad farmed. He had 300 acres. He farmed, and he was also a cooper. And there were others around who farmed and were coopers also. Sometimes the neighbors' barrels would fall apart, and they blamed Leah because her dad's barrels would not. They thought she had witched their barrels. And because that was their livelihood, they became even more fearful. They became even more afraid of Leah because she was tampering with their livelihood. They became so afraid of Leah that some of the people in the area decided that it had to stop. They locked Leah in a smokehouse, they set fire to it, and they burned her to death at the age of 22 years and 7 months. They said her screams could be heard echoing in the valleys, through the hollers, the hills. They said it was horrific. And everyone gathered there to watch the smokehouse burn with Leah inside. So tragic. The next day, Leah's mother was at the charred building that had burned. She saw Leah's ghost. And she even said to Leah, "Why did you let this happen? Why didn't you use your powers to save yourself?" It was told that Leah's mom was a powerful witch also. But we never heard much through the generations about Leah's mom so much as we did Leah. So they ended up burying Leah in a very remote area on her dad's farm. And it was a few days later, a week or two maybe, some hunters were out hunting, and they stumbled upon Leah's grave, and they saw her ghost hovering over her grave. They became even more fearful that maybe Leah was going to retaliate against them. They became so afraid again that they went back. They got 2 wagon loads of rocks, of stones. They came back and dug down into Leah's grave. They filled her grave full of rocks and piled rocks on her grave 3 feet high, trying to keep Leah contained in her grave. But little did they know she had already escaped. Her mom saw her ghost on other occasions, it's told. And through the years, Leah's ghost has been seen many times, even into this century. The last time Leah's ghost was seen was in the 20s, in the 2020s. Her, my book, Battletown School, The Ghost in Battletown School, I truly believe Leah had inhabited Battletown School, and I believe she was drawn there because of the children, maybe the laughter of the children. But she inhabited our school, and she was seen in Battletown School, her apparition. She was seen twice by our custodian on 2 different occasions. She was seen once by one of the students who did not know about Leah Smock, but the student described to me the ghost she had seen, and it was identical to the ghost that others had seen of Leah Smock. It's weird. She's still roaming the hills and hollers in Battletown. I believe she's still maybe in the school. The school was turned into a hunting lodge at one time. Actually, not long after it was sold. And the school was sold in 2012. And I've had the privilege to interview some, the school was turned into a hunting lodge, and I've had the privilege to interview some of the hunters and the videographers from the hunting lodge, and they've seen her ghost. And they knew nothing about Leah Smock or the story or the history, but yet they described her exactly the way everyone else had described seeing her ghost. And back to Leah Smock, the story. Her dad chose not to put a marker up, or her parents, I guess, her mom and dad both, chose not to put a marker up, but a friend of hers felt that she needed a marker. He chiseled into a big slab of limestone. He chiseled the words Leah Smock, departed this life August 21st, 1840, age 22 years, 7 months. And the unusual thing about her headstone is that it faces backwards. All cemeteries, all graves, they face east. Hers faces west. And I'm wondering if, and this is just me wondering, if they put her gravestone backwards because of 3 feet piles of rocks on her grave, that maybe they turned it around so that you could actually read the words on her stone, or if it was turned around because she was a witch, because they felt she was a witch, or her grave was just different than everyone else's. Oh, I love it already. I really do. Don't have an answer to that, but that's definitely something that I think about a lot. But her headstone faces west.
All my other ones.
It's just, she's buried in a very remote area in the woods. The cemetery is very overgrown. There's probably, Leah was the first person buried there. Since then, it has become a cemetery, and there's probably 70 graves or more over there now. But it's very remote. Probably a 1.5 to 2 mile hike down in the holler, up the hill, around the ridge. Just We used to take tours over there, but because of vandalism, destruction to private property, the surrounding landowners, they put a stop to the tours, and they have no trespassing now, which is kind of sad. You know, it always takes one person to mess it up for everybody. But my uncle used to take us over every year for Halloween, and he would tell us the stories of Leah. He said he never did see her ghost, although he spent one night over there, camped out hoping to see her, but he never did. Now my cousin, who is his second oldest son, we were over there one night, and we were just all gathered around the grave, hoping to see something. And he whispered, look there, I see her. And we were all looking around trying to figure out where she was. And he whispered, I see her up there in the trees. And by the time we realized what he was saying and looked up, we saw nothing, but he saw her ghost. There's been so many people in the area that have seen her ghost. She just hovers. Sometimes she's seen hovering over her grave, other times just in the area. I think sometimes Leah she likes to play tricks. She's messed with a few things, messed with a lot of things. I thought I was not going to get my book published because of all of the problems we had with chapters disappearing, stories disappearing, the whole book disappearing, formatting going crazy. My publisher finally called me and said, you've got to tell Leah to stop so we can get this book published. I think she's kind of a trickster sometimes. Leah probably was about 12 when she quit school because of the accusations. And she spent a lot of time out in the woods, just roaming around by herself. She made friends with the animals. They said she could tame the wildest of animals. They said she could be seen in the woods with the fox and the coyotes, the wild animals, and they all seemed tame around her, and they seemed to be friends to her. They said she could be seen eating nuts and berries. Not sure if she was using those berries and whatever from the woods for medicinal purposes. Maybe she and her mom knew the medicines to make. Maybe they knew how to heal. Whatever the circumstances was, Leah was labeled a witch. She was labeled a witch, and she died for it. She's come back, and she's been around to almost anyone and everyone who has said her name or who has touched her in some respect. I have a lot of crazy stories personally that I've dealt with Leah. I personally don't believe, and I said this earlier, I don't believe Leah was an evil witch. My uncle did not believe she was an evil witch. My dad did not believe she was an evil witch. And my father-in-law did not believe she was an evil witch. But Leah was strange, no doubt. She had strange ways that some people did not understand. Therefore, they labeled her a witch. I could talk forever, and I know that you all probably have other things to do, want to see other things around and hear other speakers. I'm going to do a little promo right now. I have books over there for sale if you are interested in reading this life and death and hereafter of Leah Smock. The stories are true. It's our history. It's Battletown history. I will close with a quote from my father-in-law. Anytime I speak, I always close with his quote. My father-in-law said, "It's not a story, it's history. It's Battletown history." And I thank you all for your attention and your interest in Leah Smock. Does anybody have any questions? I'll be glad to answer anything. Okay, well, if you have anything, want to talk in private or have any questions, I'm at the table. Come on over. I still love to yak. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Hey strangers, I'm here with Crystal with Honeychild. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Honeychild?
So Honeychild started about 14 years ago. My sister keeps bees at my house. I consider myself more of a bee nanny. But because we have the bees there, we decided to start using the beeswax to make products. Generally in the warm seasons, I've got beeswax, wood polish, we have lip balms, we make candles, that kind of thing. We also have honey when it's available. We have honey dippers. We also today have elderberry, which is locally wildcrafted.
Okay.
And then we also have our stained glass, and we do offer private lessons with that. We can do groups. You just call us up or get us on Facebook, and we can teach you how to do it.
Okay.
And it starts at any skill level.
Okay. So will you tell us how to find you on Facebook?
Sure. It's at Honeychild Homestead on Facebook.
Okay. And where are you located?
We're actually in Ekron.
Ekron? Okay, and that's here in Kentucky, yeah?
Yeah, it's in Meade County.
Okay, it's in Meade County, okay. I'm from Lexington, so I just kind of travel around the state doing the show, and I'm super excited to be here. Is this your first year here?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah? Well, I wish you awesome. Look at that beautiful stained glass, strangers. Look at that. Always love to shop local. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me for a minute. I know it's a little awkward. You probably weren't expecting me. All right, strangers. So if you need some local honey, elderberry, stained glass, check out Crystal with Honeychild.
This is like a moonstone.
And I'm with Cat Coven. Is that what it's called?
It is Twisted Sisters of the Moon. We just love our black cats. We can't
Yeah.
help it.
Okay. Twisted Sisters of the Moon. Strangers, I am here with
Brittany, Sam,
Jennifer. And tell me what you do. Tell me what you got here.
we do a little bit of everything. Brittany's our crystal queen over here, as you can see.
And herbs and sage
And smudge sticks.
Okay.
And we also have the herbs, fresh lavender, fresh rosemary.
We do intention candles, so our candles have crystals to go with the intention. So
With charms in
they
them.
are
As you burn them,
written
you
on the
have-
bottom here.
Okay.
So we can use those for different things. And then Jennifer's in charge of all of the jewelry. So we have some pretty crystal necklaces that also have their own intentions.
We have a lot of moonstone. We have a lot of earrings, little kitty cat earrings that wrap around. Altar cloths.
Wax melt.
These are chakra wax melts, and they really smell good with the charm on it.
Oh, fabulous.
And then our tarot and oracle cards, of course. So we have a good variety.
Okay, where are you located?
We are from, I'm sorry, I'm the only one from Louisville now. They're from Meade County.
Meade County. Okay.
We don't have a card. We do have a Facebook page.
You do have a Facebook page, and where can folks find you on Facebook?
It is Twisted Sisters of the Moon.
Twisted Sisters of the Moon. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I wanted to tell you too, she does bath crystals. If you look at this, there's different bath crystals. Yeah, different ones like for relaxing.
Yeah.
And what she'll have is the Epsom salts and everything that all you have to do is make and light your candle and you have your nice moon bath.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That sounds beautiful. That's beautiful. This is great. Everything is so pretty. Look at that, strangers. Look. You need this in your life. Give Twisted Sisters of the Moon a shout out. Visit their page. Hey strangers, I'm here with Witch Folk Design Company. Look at these beautiful earrings. Combs for your hair. Look at those tiaras. Fabulous, fabulous. I'm incredibly drawn to this one, by the way. All right, tell us who you are, what you do.
My name is Michaela. I'm the owner / creator. I'm from Elizabethtown, which is just a little ways away. I have an Etsy, Facebook page, Instagram. You can email me. My phone number is all on my card.
Okay. Now, all of these are your own designs, yes?
Yes, I make everything myself.
Okay. Do you ever do custom design work?
All the time.
All the time. So hear that, strangers? So if you're looking for something unique, look at those. How beautiful. And look at these. So you do these etchings, engravings here? Look at those beautiful engravings, guys. I'm going to see if I can get in a little bit closer. You see that? You see the engravings? Look how beautiful. So give her a shout out. Go find her on Facebook and on Etsy, and support local businesses of Kentucky. Hi. Hey everybody, I'm here with Beyond Light Studios. They are here at the Battletown Witch Festival. This is the second annual festival. So let's meet the owners. Look at these beautiful pieces. Look at those. You love that? I love that. Some beautiful crystals. Oh, the crystals. Oh, look at that grape agate. That's beautiful.
Thank you all.
I don't know if you can see their sign or not, but it's Beyond Light Studios. All right. Beyond Sight?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a mess. Watch out. Beyond Sight, not Beyond Light, strangers. Sorry. Look at these beautiful pieces. Look at that. Aren't those gorgeous? So you can see that. So tell me a little bit about Beyond Sight. Can you tell me a little bit about?
Well, we kind of do a little bit of everything. I make wire wrap jewelry. I incorporate like crystals and gemstones, bugs and flowers, leather and bones, and feathers.
Yeah.
We do the photography. Me and my husband both do that.
Okay.
The pelts that we have and most of our bones are just found. We pick up roadkill. We find things in nature when we're out hiking and stuff.
Okay. Well, you guys have fabulous pieces. So tell me where you're located.
We're from Nicholasville.
You're from Nicholasville? Yeah. Oh, so you traveled a long way too. I'm from Lexington.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how can folks find you?
Well, we have social media. We're Beyond Sight Studios on Facebook, Instagram. We also have a website, beyondsightstudios.com.
Okay.
All of our stuff's on there.
Great. Now, do you ever do custom work?
Yes.
Yes. So they do.
Doing custom orders.
Great. So if you're looking for something unique with all the natural elements of the earth, this is your place to be, strangers.
She likes doing custom orders with people's items. The weirder, the better.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Well, whatever phones in general are.
Right? All right, strangers, I'm here with Sage and Beam. This is the best smelling tent I've ever been in my life. See, that's true. Buy that witch a candle. We love them. And look, she has a Battletown Witch candle. Oh, everything smells so good. So tell us a little bit about Sage and Beam, who you are.
So Sage and Beam just started this year. I'm into very witchy things, but it's more about the art of it. It's less about, I know a lot of people do intention candles, and I just really love to get really creative with it. I find a scent, and I kind of just do something that it makes me think of, and I just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
So it's a super fun, creative process, and it's very therapeutic also.
Yeah. Well, if you're having fun, then you're putting some positivity behind the intention that's about to come. So that's really, really nice. So do you have a favorite thing that you make?
The cauldrons.
The cauldrons. Those are cool. Look at this.
Every one, I don't remake it. They're one of a kind. So whatever you see in a cauldron, it will not be made again. And it just means I can be the most creative with it.
That's great. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, strangers, I'm here with 39 Willow Street. Let's take a look at what they've got. Look at these charm necklaces. Those are cute. Sterling silver earrings. Oh, ceramic planters. All right. I'm here with Sherry. Sherry, tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
Hi there, hi everybody. So 39 Willow Street was started out of my need to find some jewelry and things that I liked. So I really am drawn to like natural gemstones. But I like delicate things, so I started making some of that stuff, and then have a touch of ADHD. So I branched into making some housewares that are kind of funny with my weird sense of humor, a little dark sense of humor. And so then I just started doing the vendor events this year. So this is my first time doing that. I'm on Etsy. I've been on Etsy for a really long time, but you can find me on Etsy if you can't make it out to see us today, and it's 39 Willow Street.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to show a little bit more here. Some more natural gemstone earrings. Oh, those black obsidians are gorgeous. Huge fan of obsidian.
Good protection stones.
Yeah. Oh, look, and wooden coasters. Now you hand paint or etch, or what do you?
I do HTV vinyl, and then I imprint it into the wood, and then I seal it with a shellac so it is permanent.
Oh, nice. Look how beautiful. Wish bracelets, you guys. Gemstone earrings. Hats. Fabulous. Okay, strangers, I am here with...
I'm Jennifer Hunt.
And what do you do, Jennifer?
I am a glass blower. I use this torch to melt glass. I get it up to 2,000 degrees and I melt it down, and then I make cute little things like these little ghost boos for people.
Those are so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Those are so cute. Now I'm going to show your wares here. Where can people find you?
You can go on Facebook or Instagram and look up my work at Jennifer Hunt Glass Art. I specialize in sculptures. I also specialize in cremation glass.
Oh.
So I take the ashes of your loved one, your loved pet, or your loved relative, and I lovingly put them into glass sculptures that you can either wear around your neck or you can set them on your mantle.
That's beautiful. So I'm guessing you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I think about 12 or 13 years
12 or 13?
now. Yeah.
Now, where are you located?
I'm right here in Brandenburg, Kentucky.
Oh, awesome.
I live about a mile from here, and I have my own glass blowing studio in my cabin.
Nice.
And, yeah, I also do construction too. So
okay.
You can look up my construction company at Hunt and Son Construction on Facebook too.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah.
Great. So anybody in Meade County area or surrounding counties?
Louisville,
Louisville, okay. If you need some construction work, or you need some glass, or you need a beautiful, touching way to preserve your loved ones' cremains, please reach out to Jennifer. Jennifer, I'm going to take a swoop around of your stuff, okay?
All right, nice to
All right,
meet you.
nice to meet you. Thank you. Look how beautiful. Aren't these gorgeous? Wow. I'm always impressed with glass blowing. I want to learn it,
It's
but
like magic.
oh. We'll come over here to this table. Oh, those are pretty. Look at that. Oh, beautiful necklaces and earrings. Look, she does all of that by hand, strangers. I'm always impressed with people who blow glass. Look at the little jars. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love little tiny jars. More pendants. And these are sun catchers that you can hang. And more pendants.
Hi. I was blowing glass about 10 minutes ago.
Now there is another person here working with Jennifer, but she's not here just yet. But she does quite a bit. Okay, strangers, I'm here with
Katie. My name's Katie Peck. I'm an oddities taxidermist. I own Ghostly Preservations. So I sell at local markets all around Lexington, Louisville area, and Ohio. I do a lot of reptile expos, and you can find me on Instagram at Ghostly Preservations.
Ghostly Preservations. Now, what did you say your name was again?
Katie Peck.
Katie. Katie, have you do you ever do the mystical market in Lexington?
I do.
You
Yes,
do?
I try to do it at least once every other month.
Okay.
And then I do like the Kentucky Reptile Expo. I am at just about every witchy festival that you can think of. Scarefest, all the good stuff.
Oh, so you were at Scarefest this year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dance troupe performed.
That's super awesome.
Yeah.
I think I saw you guys.
Yeah.
You guys did such a great job.
Oh, good. I had to miss it this year because I had to go to Colorado, but I was supposed to be there to at least be their photographer and videographer, but none of that happened.
It happens, you know.
Yeah, it does. You have such beautiful work here. Oh my gosh, look at this, strangers. Look how beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. And do you capture your own butterflies and moths and stuff?
All of my bugs come from conservatories, and then all of my fish come from fish stores that have them passing shipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do that. Oh, look at this. Look.
Wait to not waste.
Look at that.
You know, I try to be as mindful as possible, and they're so beautiful that, you know.
Look at these little beetles. Yeah. Look at that.
There's so much pretty stuff to look at.
Look how fabulous. Okay, strangers, I'm here with
Maria, and I am the Crafty Crone.
Okay,
I
Maria.
am out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. You can find me via Facebook or my website, www.thecraftycrone.com.
Fabulous. I love the name of your shop. Okay, so tell me here what you got going on.
I make jewelry with gemstones and pendants and stuff. So a lot of moss agate, a lot of labradorite, tiger's eye. Got lots of little earrings on surgical steel hooks. So for people with allergies and stuff like that, we're good for that.
Oh yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah, I had to be very careful with what I put in my earlobes.
Yeah, everything's at least nickel free, but everything on a silver hook is 316 surgical steel.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I want to get some more footage here so people can see and they can come check out what you have. Hey, I've got some friends that would love this Norse and Celtic. Oh, these are beautiful. Look at that, guys. Look at that beadwork. Look at that dragon. And rings. And the tree of life. Look at that. And the moon. I love the moon. Beautiful earrings. Celtic knots. We'll come around here real quick. Get a little bit more. Look at that little witch's hat necklace. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it, strangers. I love it. These are fabulous. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey strangers, I'm here at Designs by Dodie. She's got these fabulous, bright, colorful wares. Look at that. So fun. When we come over this side, she's got sun catchers, keychains. You can find her on Facebook. She has all kinds of beautiful earrings. Look at those. And she is out of Indiana. Look at the glow under the black light, guys. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And she has little headbands, home decor, keychains, earrings. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Strange Bluegrass is a Lowlight Publishing LLC production. Copyright 2022. All rights are reserved.